It's a lively city. There used to be a sign outside there, outside the city limits, saying "Live Town Ahead," and it sure is.
If it's in Olean, it's here because it's good and it has a lot to offer. And we're starting to look at ourselves and see that we have a lot of expertise, we have a lot of talent, we have a great deal of energy and enthusiasm that should be utilized at all levels.
The most rewarding thing about living in Olean, I believe, is its people. They are genuine, sincere, and very friendly people.
You know, we don't even go near Midtown Manhattan sometimes. Sometimes I'll spend 2 or 3 days downtown or uptown seeing friends. And so when I come here, it's like, I'm back home.
It doesn't have, for example, urban blight. It doesn't have the tremendous congestion.
There's a tremendously cooperative attitude that exists between industry and the city administration.
800-mile radius of Olean, New York will hit the majority of the people in North America. And that's what we're in the people business.
People that come to work and are interested in the company, hardworking people who are willing to turn out a product to their advantage and to ours.
So we have the advantage of the nice community to live in and the friendly atmosphere of the people who live here and the ability to get to the major metropolitan centers in very short order.
Olean speaks for itself. That statement is much more than the title of this presentation. It's an attitude on the part of the people who live and work here. Located along the banks of the Allegheny River in western New York State, Olean is a commercial and industrial center that forms the hub of an extraordinarily large trading region. In this presentation, you'll hear area business and professional people speak about the industrial climate, housing, education, financial services, recreational opportunities, hotels and restaurants, and transportation, among other important advantages to living and working in Greater Olean.
We find that the city is definitely supportive of industry. They always appear to be with us rather than against us, and I don't mean in any unfair way, but just objectively. And of course that's really critical, particularly in this day and age when there are a number of things that arise that are related to agency issues and so forth. It's nice to feel that you're not constantly fighting the city or the administration.
The people in this area are really yearning to get new industry into this area, new companies, smaller companies. We're looking at companies, I would say, from 10 to 50 employees. But, you know, you get 10 of those companies and you've got 500 people employed. And we do have that workforce here to offer those people.
There are advantages in New York State, of course, especially for new businesses, for different grants and low-cost loans, and that's a plus. Also, training programs are available through the state and the county.
The work of the Common Council and the work of the Cattaraugus County Industrial Development Association, they all played a very important role in helping us reach a decision to remain here in the city of Olean.
The market here is very stable. This is a more, what we call in our business, a more mature type of community. One of the advantages of doing business in Olean is its size. As bankers, we get the opportunity to know a lot of people in this community. It affords us the opportunity to visit their places of work, and it gives us a better understanding of what they're trying to manufacture or sell. In that way, we get to know their products better, and it also helps us make better credit decisions. Every day, we deal in international wire transfers, letters of credit, foreign exchange, or any service that any business could require.
We felt in government a long time ago that what this particular area needed was a 4-lane road expressway that would, another one, deal with tourism and deal with also the ability for small business to get their goods to market and also get their raw materials here. From the standpoint of looking at Cattaraugus County and asking, are they prepared and have they and has the state of New York addressed the transportation needs of this area? The answer is yes.
We are only 6 hours from New York City by car, 6 hours from Washington, D.C. by car, 3.5 hours from Pittsburgh, 3 hours from Cleveland, 5 hours from Albany, 3.5 hours from Toronto.
The airport in Buffalo has major airlines, U.S. Air, American, Eastern, United, on and on.
The conveniently located Olean Airport can handle 85% of all commercial aircraft. It services a variety of private, corporate, and charter aircraft. Complete mechanical services are available as well.
Our raw materials, which are our clays, involve millions of tons of product per year. And it's very important that we have rail service to bring these products into us from Canada, Pennsylvania, and Florida.
We've never shut down once due to inclement weather, except for Agnes. And that was a flood, of course, and then we didn't get flooded. But that was the only day we shut down.
Something that's obviously important to anyone who's considering moving to Olean, New York, would be the availability of educational facilities. And certainly with St. Bonaventure University, with their MBA programs and other excellent programs, plus JCC, Jamestown Community College, with their ability to supply all kinds of programs, along with the technical trades training at BOCES.
I think that while all of our educational programs have some interest to the community, certainly the business area with the MBA and the evening offerings, and probably the School of Education programs and teacher education and certification.
Jamestown Community College. In our company, people could not understand why our foremen and some of our other young upcoming people were not going to school evenings for a degree. And the reason was there was no opportunity. But now we do. For the first time, people are able to pick up courses. Maybe they're not working towards a degree, but a great many of them are.
At Olean Business Institute, we attempt to provide the very best in practical business training so that area employers have a constant supply of qualified office personnel.
I believe you start at the state level with the quality of education in New York State is unbeaten in my mind by any other state. The Regents program, which is a program of a level of education training in our elementary and high school levels, the requirements for education that are put on all the school districts, no matter whether you're in the cities or out in the country, that demand quality education. The quality of our education is up there with the best.
We eat out in Olean as often as the people do in California, which is the highest in the country. And in this town, there's at least, in my opinion, 3 4-star restaurants and many 3-star restaurants and several 2-star restaurants. Very, very unusual for a community our size. You can really offer a lot to a group to come to this town. If you have a big business meeting, and we've done several, and at a fraction of the cost of doing a thing like that in New York City or San Francisco or Chicago. And many of our corporations in this town have headquarters in those big cities. But they can really do it cheaper and better in a town like Olean and still have the ambiance and the quality of the food that we can offer in this community. There's no comparison.
We like to view ourselves as the hospitality host of the Southern Tier. And lodging and food facilities are equal to best anywhere in the country. For a city with a population of 18 to 20,000 people per capita, a dozen to 15 excellent restaurants. Just
in fact, we find that our customers coming from really all parts of the world they like to come to Olean. It's a great place to come to visit. The thing we most often hear is about the excellent restaurants in Olean, the outstanding food, and of course the motels are adequately staffed. Having customers come and stay here, they enjoy it here.
We're right now at the Olean Recreation Center, and we are only 3 blocks from downtown, but from this point southeast, we probably have a half-mile of uninterrupted recreational facilities. Starting with our facility here, we have a ice rink, and when I say ice rink, one of the nice things, it's a community ice rink. It's open 7 days a week. our children and our parents can skate here. We have a pavilion that caters to reunions, parties, an outdoor swimming pool. We have tennis courts. We have over 10 parks. We take care of about 150 acres. And I think that there's every kind of event that you can imagine, whether we're talking about family reunions, block parties. This past year at concerts at our stadium, we had the Beach Boys, we had Charlie Daniels Band here.
Yeah, what I like about the city is in about 5 or 10 minutes, I can leave civilization behind, go fishing, go hunting. Skiing is one of my favorite sports. You can get to Wing Hollow or Holiday Valley under a half an hour's time. I think also, if you like golf and tennis, the fact that you have a country club here with a very fine golf course is an important asset to the community, because to me, if you don't have a place like that for executives to go, I think it'd be harder to attract people to come into Olean and settle down here. Play tennis indoors in the wintertime, racquetball, fitness center, enjoy the YMCA, which has a fitness center too, a gymnasium, 2 swimming pools.
Olean Public Library has it all. We are the center for education, entertainment, and cultural activities in the greater Olean area. We have a wonderful stock of books, magazines, and periodicals. So many, in fact, that many people who move here from other communities are always pleasantly surprised at what they are able to find. Any book or material that is available for circulation in a public library of New York State would be available to a resident here in Olean, New York.
There's a theater, community orchestra, community chorus. I think it offers a lot to every member of the family, from sports to culture. Olean does have a lot to offer, especially a family such as we have.
I find that the workforce is amazing. The quality of the people is much better than what I expected. It's better than what I had experienced in other areas that I've been in business. And the labor rate is substantially less than what I expected.
Probably the most important aspect of the labor force really is the nature of its attitude. I've been in many cities throughout the United States in a manufacturing context, and I have never found an area where the labor force is truly more cooperative and more in tune with the objectives of the company for which they work.
We can be building a movable floor in New York City. Right now we're doing one in Brooklyn, New York, and we're lucky if we get 2 hours of work and 8 hours in New York City. Whereas here, if you order something and you can count on it being there and being there when you need it.
The advantages, I think, from a business standpoint of being in Olean are primarily the people. I think the work ethic, the friendliness of the people is a key.
It's been a mix of both service industry and heavy manufacturing. We've had, and still have, probably one of the best labor bases in Western New York. We now have up to $600 million of borrowing capacity for the Job Development Authority in New York State, not geared towards the Xeroxes and the IBM, so to speak, but the ABC Widget Company, the small little guy who wants to employ 25, 30, or 40, who wants to package some financing from the private sector and is looking for sort of a partnership in the $35,000 to $40,000 to $60,000 range as far as a low interest loan. That's what that program is geared for. It's probably the most successful program for job development in the country.
For a town the size of Olean, we have an outstanding medical community. We have 2 very fine hospitals. We have just excellent collection of doctors, medical specialists that goes far beyond what you'd expect from a community of 20,000 population. And the reason for it is that we actually are and have rapidly become the medical center for a much larger area.